All right, so it's Dirty B from the Bearded Weirdos and Saint B in this bitch, and we're talking to...
Oh, me, Randy J.
That's right. Randy J, man. And so let me give you guys a little backstory. So you guys know that I like to get a little tipsy and stroll Omegle looking for strangers. And it just so happens every now and then you bump into some badass motherfuckers, bro. And at first I thought he was going to skip me. I was 100% convinced he was about to skip my ass. And we ended up having like a 45-minute conversation. So here we are with part 2. So tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from Louisiana. I'm a single father. 42 and I still rap.
Bam.
Get made fun of by the kids because I do it. But I think, how the fuck do teenagers that listen to music that existed before they were born, they're okay with listening to that rapper, but me, I need to just hang it up. I say fuck no. I don't give a fuck if I'm famous or not.
It's that personal connection. It's the like, oh, don't embarrass me aspect. You know what I'm saying? Like I get that.
But I don't care. Like I have since yesterday, I've had somebody comment on my music on YouTube saying I need to go jump off a bridge without a rope and kill myself. I had someone call me a pussy today, and I say, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for interacting with my post.
Right.
Damn right.
All they did is add to your algorithm.
That's what I'm saying. You're helping me out.
Right. Just by engaging, they help with your reaction. And,
I accept.
And unfortunately, the way the world works now is the shit that triggers you, the shit that pisses you off and makes you engage more, is the shit that they shove in your timeline faster. So all that motherfucker did is reassure that you're about to pop up on his YouTube. Got him.
Exactly.
All right, so let's get the elephant in the room out of the way. I've opened up for ICP. I've opened up for Twisted. I've opened up for
you've
Esham.
opened for ICP?
Well, Shaggy Too Dope. I haven't opened up for ICP
I fuck with Shaggy. I
haven't opened up for ICP as a whole. But I have opened up for Twisted as a whole, and I have opened up
Twisted
for Axe Murder Boys, Esham, fucking Brother Lynch Hung, multiple people that are either on Psychopathic Records or have been connected with them before. But with that being said, I haven't been a fan of ICP since their last Joker card.
You know, honestly, you talking the original 6?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
We're talking about Carnival of Carnage, Ringmaster, Riddlebox, Great Malenko, the Jackal Brothers, Shangri-La, Hell's Pit.
So I'm not saying that I don't fuck with all of those, every single one of those.
15 years ago.
And you know what? And you like just looking at your room, a logo on your fucking chain, your fucking shirt. That's the part that I respect about ICP the most, because I am from Detroit, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? I'm from their city. Yeah. I've seen their inner city posse gang tags in Zug Island. You know what I'm saying? I've looked at them myself. And the fact that I don't know a single person that has known Eminem in high school or anything like that.
I know people that have known Kid Rock. Like I know multiple people that know Kid Rock.
Doesn't matter because he has been Detroit his whole life until he moved.
No, I was just stating people from Detroit that I know have known famous people.
Yeah. But see, ICP. There was a time I was at Best Buy. Those don't even exist anymore. But I was at Best Buy buying a Twisted CD, and he's like, you know ICP? I'm like, yeah, of course. He's like, man, I used to be a pizza delivery guy. And one time they tried to like just take the pizza and close the door, and I beat the shit out of Violent J. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I don't know if that story's true or not, but a motherfucker witnessed ICP in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, in multiple different occasions where I've been at Simon's After Dark, and I sat next to Violent J for about 7 seconds before I realized who he was. I seen the Dark Lotus on the wrist.
That's where I met DJ Clay, was at Simon's.
Yeah, all right, now I got complaints about DJ Clay, bro.
I have no personal opinion on the dude because I don't know.
What's up?
He has a few new tattoos on his face, but you never know because he's got the paint on.
Right.
Well, see, I have one problem with DJ Clay. My first time doing a Psychopathic event, he was obviously DJing for everybody that was up there, and he tried to like chicka my shit, and he fucked me up because he did it in the middle of my verse. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, what is fucking wrong with you? Like, I stopped what I was doing and turned around like, don't fucking do that.
Don't touch my set.
Like, I had to pull a J on him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Honestly, like not to disrupt your interview at all, but the thing I love about Jay is when he speaks, you listen because he doesn't speak.
He doesn't speak often, right? My partner, he's a ginger. He's a fucking redheaded stepchild, and he's the quietest kid in the room, but the most loyal son of a bitch you've ever met.
Damn right. You know my boy Hugh.
Hugh damn right. All right, so before I ask you, I'm gonna go into a little bit of a rabbit hole. One of my most disgusting memories of my mom was from a Hollow Wicked from back in the day when ICP and Twisted did them together. And I remember this super clearly. I had to have been 13 years old. And we're at St. Andrews. And I want to say Chicken Hunting was on. And my mom, that was her jammy jam. She climbed up on top of the speaker and pulled her triple D tits out.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I'm like, no! Ah! And then shortly after this, she was like, hey, random person, will you watch my kid while I go get drunk? And he's like, yeah, sure. And that motherfucker handed me a 2-liter of Pepsi that had some fucking Captain in it. And here I am to this day, still drinking Captain Morgan. You know what I'm saying?
You know we on that 100 proof.
Hey, so I really enjoyed the camaraderie of an ICP show because, you know, as much as I'm not a big fan of ICP now, the one thing that I can say is Juggalos, individually they suck, but as a group of people that are in unison, they're pretty awesome. But mostly every Juggalo that I know in person, they borrow cigarettes off of you and never give them back. They invite themselves over to your barbecue. You know what I'm saying? Like they're scummy. But when you go to like the gathering of the Juggalos or you go to like a something like that, it is a warm feeling. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in there is trying to protect everybody in there. And I fuck with that.
I resemble 3 out of the 5 statements you just said. That's fucked up.
So my question to you is what is one of your earliest memories of ICP influencing your life in a really good way?
I mean, I don't know how people feel about Corporal Robinson, but he's the one that pulled me up on stage at the Oh Shit tour, which that was the first concert I ever went to. At that point, they hadn't been in Louisiana for 13 years. And the Oh Shit tour was 2010.
Oh,
13 years they hadn't come through my state. And I had been listening to them that entire time. Now, I have a Malenko tattoo on my leg. That was the first CD I heard of. But I didn't hear it because I went out and bought it. I had a friend when I was a teenager would steal CDs and shit and would sell them to people, video games.
I had a friend like that too.
he had just a disc, right? And the reason I got the purple Malenkos is that's the one I got when he gave it to me.
Yeah, no, there's a green and a purple and a red.
The reason he wanted to sell me that CD, he talks about the netting game. And Malenko and the netting game song is like a cliche thing for people to say, oh, how did you find out ICP? What's like your favorite song?
Yeah, we're gonna take a dab. So if we cough too hard, I'm gonna just mute us. But all right. So I have another kind of important question. When you became a fan, what was the most current album that was out?
That was it in 97.
97? Oh, so Great Malenko.
It happened to be the time when it came out.
Okay. Well, you just so happened to come in on like probably my favorite because Riddlebox had a couple of really good ones. Obviously, Chicken Hunting. What's the one? Old Man Evil Eye or whatever.
Why am I? Is that a Ringmaster song?
It might have been Ringmaster. It might have been. But there was at least 3 songs that I really fucked with heavy on Riddlebox.
I'll tell you right now, the track from ICP that really had me hooked, and it was a later track. You know, I heard Chicken Hunt and Piggy Pie, you know, all the OG classics.
Piggy Pie, that was really good.
I heard all them later. But the track that really grabbed me was Mad Professor. You know, and honestly, I've always been a bigger Shaggy 2 Dope fan than Violent J. Like as far
the
as
opposite for me.
As far as bars go, I've always like severely put Shaggy 2 Dope higher.
You know, the opposite stands for me when it comes to like the Dark Lotus, Psychopathic Riders. Violent J always shined above Shaggy 2 Dope. But I can't say for opening up for Shaggy 3 times now, he has a really good stage performance, first of all. Second of all, he doesn't neglect the people that opened up for him. You know what I'm saying? Like he tries to spend some time with the people that put in effort to open up their show and warm up the audience. And that's saying a lot because I've opened up for some really big names. Lil White, piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
The next time I see that dude, I'm gonna punch him in his fucking throat. Opposite, Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll, we paid him, I think it was $1,400 between like 7 of us. And that paid for him, his band, and everybody to have a hotel and an Uber to the place. Or whatever the fuck the case was. And he had a 35-minute showtime, and he did an hour and 10 minutes. All right? First of all. Second of all, when he got off stage, he spent until the fucking bar closed with all the artists that opened up for him. You know what I'm saying? Lil White, our problem with Lil White was he got paid $1,700. He shows up, and all he does is bitch and complain about everything. And mind you, me and your homie Jay, we pretty much took any kind of gig that came up. And the 3 gigs before this, the sound guy was either absent or didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And your homie Jay, my partner, he talks really low. You know what I'm saying? So if you're smart, you're going to push his gain a little bit. You're like, all right, let me turn him up. So, the 3 shows before this were really iffy. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay had to basically scream at the top of his lungs to get his voice out. And at the show where Lil White was mastery, perfect. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like Italian spaghetti in Italy. You know what I'm saying? And Lil White got up there and all he did is fucking complain. He stopped his show. He's like, where the fuck is the sound guy at? Can I get my bass turned up? Blah, 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 blah. First of all. Second of all, he only did 1 minute and 30 seconds of all of his songs. And guess what song he didn't do?
If he didn't do Oxycontin,
He
that's a
did
fail.
not do Oxycontin. His most famous fucking song. Everybody's like, everybody in the crowd is like, Oxycontin, Xanax bars. Oxycontin, Xanax bars. And that nigga's like, no, I'm not about to play that.
So, do you have a comment on Lil White before I make mine?
Well, I remember that song. I remember.
No, everybody remembers that. That's that shit.
Do you have any encounters with him, or have you ever been to one of his shows?
I don't really listen to him. I remember that song though. Even though I've never done drugs in my life, I remember the song.
I didn't perform at this show, but I happened to go to support some homies because, like, if there's one thing about St. B, I'm all about.
Talk about the same show we're at.
No. I'm all about supporting other artists.
So this is a different show.
Different show. This is down in Detroit. And my boy Zitro is opening for him.
Oh, okay. Fucking I
Bakelo
fuck with
was
Zitro.
opening for him. His Theo was opening for him. You know, a few of the homies were, you know, putting some shit in. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go show up. And we were getting drunk in the parking lot. Lil White comes out on the stage. His 2 hype men perform Oxycontin for him.
Oh hell no!
He doesn't even do it. He grabs a fan's drink, someone that paid $25 to get in this motherfucker, grabs his drink, and takes a swig out of it, dumps it on the person, proceeds to scream into the mic, I don't want any of my friends to die from drug abuse. Bro, you promote drug abuse. The fuck are you talking about?
I've never been. Well, other than the Kid Rock concert in 2002, I've never really been to concerts other than ICP.
Oh, man, you need to go see
Kid
some
Rock
shit.
was my first concert. Nearly
Kid Rock
20
puts
years.
on a good show.
You know what? Hey, you know what? Let me tell you something because there's some magic. So, ICP and Twisted both have mosh pits. There's songs that when they come on, mosh pits happen. But here's the difference between hip hop, because I've only been to very few hip hop concerts that I wasn't opening up for. You know what I'm saying? I can't even remember one off the bat besides ICP. And
as far as like going and paying as a fan,
going as a fan, and heavy metal though, I've been to 6 or 7 of those. I've seen Rob Zombie and Soundgarden, you name it. You know what I'm saying? I've been to a couple. I've been to Marilyn Manson shows, and the difference.
I've seen Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson, Twins of Evil.
Oh,
tour.
fuck you dickhead!
That was dope.
But all right, so one of the things that truly separate them apart in the mosh pit area is that at most hip hop shows, if you hit the ground, you are now road spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? You're getting stepped on. Who knows what's going to happen to you? At my first Tech 9 show, which was pretty much, it felt heavy metal because he had a heavy metal band with them playing all of his music. And I was in the mosh pit, and this is my first mosh pit in maybe like 10 years, right? And at this time, I was probably like
It was great to
20,
see you.
26 or 27s, and a lot of my pains that I have now were already kicking in. I had an umbilical hernia repair. I had 2 herniated discs in my back, and I have rheumatoid arthritis. So I had a lot of pains, but I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I feel young. I'm jumping in this mosh pit. And it gave me the vibes of a heavy metal mosh pit. But here's why. The most skinniest person in there got shoved. He hit the ground. And me and like 3 other people, without even thinking about it, created a fucking barrier, picked them up, shoved them back in. That did not happen at any ICB concert I've ever run to. Matter of fact, the opposite happened. My Uncle Drew brought his baby mama, and she was pregnant. And Uncle Drew, he was like, come on, me and you, let's go and hop in the mosh pit, nephew. And we're in there shoving people around. And she's standing at the very sideline. This dude dressed up like a surgeon with a mask on drop kicked his baby mama in the belly while she was pregnant with my niece. And you know, here's another problem. Let me go just stretch back. Here's where my dreams and hopes of ever like making music with ICP were to shit on, and it turned me into this person that is kind of a hater. So I'm at it had a name. I feel like it was a Psychopathic Riders event. But ICP did their own set as well. And as soon as they got done, all right, you know what? I remember exactly how old it was. I was 12 years old. Damn. And I came out with my first album. It was called Forgotten Poetry. Baby and I had 20 of them printed up where you could like, it has a booklet inside and everything, right? So I'm at the front entrance where you have to like in order to get out of St. Andrews, you could either come off the stage out into the crowd, or you can go the long way and go to where the entrance is. So I'm at the entrance and I'm like waiting, and mind you, my heart is racing and I'm like, oh my God, this is it. The door opened and I just presented my CD, and Billy Bill just grabbed me by the side of my head and shoved me into a metal door. And my Uncle Drew immediately threw hands. And they got into a boxing match in the middle of that motherfucker. After that, I was done. I was like, fuck ICP. Fuck ICP, buy my CD. I'm spaced out like Sci-Fi TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was on the Eminem train after that one. You know what I'm saying? And it took me a long time to, like, put that behind me and realize that, you know, they didn't do that to me. It was their bodyguard. But when your bodyguard looks at a 12-year-old kid and decides he's a threat, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of fucked with me a little bit. But
Dirty, it's okay. People get butthurt. I want to hear more about you, man. When did you start rapping?
Oh shit! He's talking about. Did you actually write poetry when you were younger?
Yeah. Actually, you know what inspired me to become a hip hop artist was I got caught for plagiarism. Have you ever heard of the backwards rhyme?
Yeah.
One bright day in the middle of the night, 2 dead boys got up to fight. Back to back, they faced each other, drew their swords, and shot each other. The deaf policeman heard the noise. He came by and shot the 2 dead boys. And if you don't believe this lie is true, ask the blind man. He saw it too. Well, I got caught in 6th grade for plagiarizing that poem. And since then, I was like, how hard is it really to write your own shit?
Right.
And that's all I've been doing.
Well, here I just pulled out a box a couple of days ago.
Oh, he got the composition notebooks, though. Oh, okay. Never mind. It looked like a composition notebook.
Wait. These are poetry books I've had since I was a kid. They're dated 1995. Ooh. That's how old these. And if you look close, you can see that the sheets are turning yellow and shit.
Yeah. They're the good shits.
Alone. So when I first started, when I was not even a teenager, middle elementary school, I would write poems and shit. If you remember, MTV Music Generator was a game on the original PlayStation. So I owned more than 50, maybe 75 memory cards, and it was nothing but beats I would make. You say, well, how the hell do you get the music off of here?
You know, I know the game you're talking about. I know a person that made beats on there.
You plug it to your radio and record it with the cassette. You say, shit. How does that help me these days? I actually have the very same program for the computer, but it doesn't work on the updated computers for whatever reason. It's an old ass program. and I know how to work it very well. All I do these days, I stopped making beats years ago because making music, making artwork for CDs, writing lyrics,
20 minutes.
mixing, that's a lot of fucking work for one person, especially a single parent work during the day. And
even just as an artist, just myself, just me, I mean, between writing, promoting, managing, posting, making merch, like planning shows, like all this shit is such a heavy burden on one motherfucker's shoulders.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I could only imagine if I had to mix and master all my own music, I would be 1,000 times more stressed. Thank God for the man to my left.
Well, I have like this weird thing about me. I don't care if you're my best friend or you're my worst enemy. I'll mix and master your music, and it's gonna sound better than anybody else.
I call bullshit.
I'll master Keenshin's diss on me,
bro. You straight up told me to take a track elsewhere because you weren't touching.
Oh no, that's because, dude, fuck Bake.
I was gonna say we ain't gotta mention names or nothing.
Oh yeah, all right. Well, fuck Low Bake. Anyways, no, they're all right. I got certain standards, you know what I'm saying, and anyways, with mixing and mastering music, it's more of like it's a pride thing. Like, I've been doing it since I was 19 and I'm 32. And it's taken me maybe the last 4 years to learn the most knowledge that I've ever learned in my career of mixing and mastering music. And the way I really want to portray myself as a mixing and mastering engineer is I really want everything to leave my studio to sound impressive. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, where did you get this mixed at? Where'd you get this mastered
boy Dirty
at?
B.
Right. And so
every show I go to, I'm like, dude, everything was done by Dirty B. Everything. If you want to look up any track I've done, anything my boys have done.
Here, let me show you, or let me pull up something right quick, and I'll tell you how many artists I work for. And I literally mix and master all their music.
I wouldn't put it like that. I would say work with.
Work with.
You don't work for these people because these are all people that continuously, repetitively do business. All right, with
properties, and the answer is 57. So there's 57 people that periodically throughout the year send me music to mix and master. Then there's probably like 20 of those 57 that hit me up on a regular basis, including this guy right here.
Every Tuesday, man. I'm in the studio every Tuesday.
I've probably done that many low-level people like myself. Like,
just so you know, I got a dip in like 15, 20 minutes to go take over on my shift babysitting my daughter.
Y'all better get
not babysitting, but taking care of my shit. But anyways, this is not going to be the only one. We're going to have one of these a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, I like picking people's brain.
We can